maybe tomorrow or the next day, I would stream the making of the backpack.
Well, that's a fucking lie. And here it is. The no-grade RX-78F00/E with its glorious glass feather attachment. You know, I believe that we can all agree that this is one hell of a kit. It looks absolutely stunning. The clear parts on the wings and the add-on armor reflects the light incredibly, and the whole wing package doesn't really look off and really complements the slight unique look of the Osaka Gundam, which is formerly known the Yokohama Gundam. The proportions of the kit are superb, and nothing really looks out of place in my point of view. However, one major problem is the lack of color accuracy. Many of the light blues intended for the torso are missing, along with the grays and off-whites on the legs and arms. The same issue extends to the backpack unit, where the expected grays and browns are absent, and this absence really makes this whole kit, very plain from afar. Because the only thing that's really popping off is the glass feather unit and the torso and belly of the kit, which is a real shame, really. Up close, this kit is just fantastic. So I guess to make it really pop off without coloring the whole thing, panel lining is a must. And sadly, I don't have a proper panel liner, so you're gonna be this white plain blob for now. You know, yeah. Now, the articulation for this kit really depends whether you have the armor or not. Like for example, the arm can go way up here if you don't have the armor, and only up here when you have. And that's due to the fact that, a thruster is blocking the way. So, sadly, that's all you get with the articulation when you have the full armor. Quite sad, but it is what it is. That's the design. And for the leg, oh god lord. And for the legs, the same thing, basically. With armor, it's quite limited. Without armor, it's actually a bit more. But in this case, not by much, just a little more degrees is what you'll get without the armor. So it's not that noticeable when you have both armor pieces. And for the skirt, I guess it's the same. It can go all the way up, which is quite nice. Might paint that gray later. And yeah, articulation is quite good. Sadly, we are limited in some aspects when we have the armor. And speaking of limitation, before I forgot, we get a very minuscule amount of up crunch. Why? Like, oh my god, this is that's sad. That is just a pathetic amount of up crunch, especially for a kit that is released in 2025. Yes, I'm aware that this is based on the RX-78F00, based on the Yokohama Gundam. But still, we have the entry-grade RX-78-2 with absolute bonkers of articulation. And this doesn't have that, which is, oh my god, that's just sad. And I guess the same could be said with the side-to-side movement of the feet. But fortunately, it's not that bad. It's mediocre, yes, but, it's not got some wobble. But here, it's, at least, I guess at least it's there, So yeah, that's the articulation of without the armor and with armor. Now let's head to the glorious backpack. Oh my god, look at this. This backpack is just oh so wonderful. There's no denying that, And we have a lot of articulation here. So first is the wings. Oh, the wings can basically rotate. It's in a peg, so can rotate, but not so much because the thrusters are blocking your way. You know what? I will just remove these parts so we can have a very nice, straightforward experience. Anyways, now the claws here, or the sub arms, can rotate here, here, and here, which is pretty great actually. Like, oh shit. As I'm saying, the sub arms do possess a lot of movements and articulations, which is pretty nice, you know? This like reminds me of a 30 minutes mission pack or extra pack or like equipment pack. Because look at this, the thrusters move side to side and rotate, pretty nice. The fuel cell tank thing in the back also moves and is easily detachable. If you don't want that in your kit, just pop it off or pop it in. Ta-da! It's actually pretty nice, and this thing falls off. Okay, anyways, that's all for the backpack. Really, you know, it's quite unique. So yeah, the articulations for the kit is limited in some aspects, especially when you have the armor on, and the backpack. Oh, that bloody thing is fucking perfect. You know, sure, it's again color inaccurate, but it's a no-grade kit after all, so that's to be expected. So yeah, articulation is quite alright. Not the best, but not the worst, you know? And we can pull some interesting poses as well, which is nice. So yeah, that's all for the articulation. Now, the price. Oh boy, the price. This bugger, this wonderful glorious kit, costs about the same, you know, price as the RG, or sometimes even a lot more pricier than the RG, which is just bloody atrocious. But I get it, you know, this is a limited kit. I'm not sure how limited, seeing that they printed a fuck ton of this kit, but in a sense it's limited, and after the pavilion event it's gone. I think, you know, you will never print another one of these. So for a limited kit, you know, as a vanity kit, this is quite good actually, and I thoroughly enjoyed the building process. And this backpack is quite cool, you know, and quite loose already. Oh boy. So yeah, that's all for the value, you know. You get this and that, a few other accessories like the shield, some hands, and a lot of things for about the same amount of price as the RG. And yeah, you decide if that's alright or not. Now, let's talk about some flaws. Yeah, flaws. This thing have a lot. First, color inaccuracy. This kit is good lord, it's god awful, you know. Though it's very accurate if you're going to talk about the base RX-78F00, you know, with the blue. Actually, no. This blue is a lot darker. So I guess it's just semi-accurate to the original RX-78F00. But for the RX-78F00, this kit is not accurate at all. Like, for example, the leg is missing a lot of the gray parts. The shoulders is also missing a lot of gray parts. The same with the glass feather, you know. This thing is missing a lot of yellow, or is it bronze coloration, grays, some other tones of white. The same could be said with here. It's missing it's missing the blue accents, the light blue accents here in the upper torso, in the door or the cockpit door, and some other aspects like the darker brownish, yellowish, orangey bottom half of the these yellow things, which is quite sad, you know. They could at least add some stickers or water slides or whatever, you know. For a little limited kit, this is just sad, you know. Or just make this to a separate piece, or add more pieces for this, you know. And the second one, oh boy, the the second one. This armor just fucking dissolves easily. Well, not this part. The part that really oh, never mind. It also falls off. Like this add-on armor, this add-on armor falls a lot. Fucking hell. And not very So yeah, this armor just falls easily, like just eh. And if you're going to post it a lot, that's gonna fall a lot. And the same could be said with the head. So yeah, some parts are loose already. The wings are quite floppy now. Might strengthen that later. Good thing the joints are still holding up. Speaking of holding up, it's quite nice. The joints are quite what do you call it? Strengthy. I'm not even sure if that's a word. So yeah, that's all for today's video. And to summarize, articulation is quite good. The looks are great but color inaccurate, and some parts fall around. But I guess you can do the final shot position. So yeah, that's all for today's video. And if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and all of that schlick. And I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Goodbye.